Evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Copeland.
I'm Jason Powlis. We are continuing to follow the breaking developments in the race for the 22nd Congressional District seat. And brand new tonight, Anthony Brindisi has conceded to Claudia Tenney.
Brindisi announced this afternoon that he would give up his court battle. The same day, state election officials certified Tenney the winner. 109 votes divided the candidates in the nation's last congressional contest. News Channel 2's Gary Liberatore live here in the studio with the developments. Gary, good evening.
Well, good evening. This is it right here. The press release that Anthony Brindisi released around 2:30 this afternoon. He says he called Claudia Tenney today and conceded and offered to make the transition process as smooth as possible. Now, he went on to say that, quote, "It has been the honor of a lifetime serving my hometown, the place I grew up and I'm raising my family. Unfortunately, this election and counting process was riddled with errors, inconsistencies, and systematic violations of state and federal election laws. My one disappointment is that the court did not see fit to grant us a recount. Sadly, we may never know how many legal voters were turned away at the polls or ballots not counted due to the ineptitude of the boards of election, especially in Oneida County. My hope is some authority steps in and investigates the massive disenfranchisement of voters that took place during this election." Now, I did reach out to the commissioners for the Oneida County Board of Elections. Democratic Commissioner Carol Ann Cardone told me that she had no comment. I have not been able to reach Republican Commissioner Rose Grimaldi. Now, Brindisi's concession came just 2 hours after the chairman of the Republican Party here in New York State, Nick Langworthy, came to Utica to try to get Brindisi to concede. And Langworthy says himself that he has compassion for what all of the boards of election in this district and in this state have had to go through.
The expansion of mail-in voting was too much for some of the Board of Elections to handle. It was quite clear. This was thrust on the boards of elections without proper planning, without proper funding, without proper personnel. I think that each county's Board of Elections has to do a deep soul searching, and let's see how we can do things better and make sure that this never happens again.
I was able to speak with Claudia Tenney just a few minutes ago. She says she is also frustrated with the boards of elections, and I asked her about her conversation with Anthony Brindisi this afternoon.
We had a great conversation. It was kind of nice, I got to be honest, to have a conversation with him like we used to have before we were adversaries, because we have been colleagues and friends for a long time. It was very nice of him to call and offer to help us with the transition. We talked about how difficult the case was and how the last several months have been really, really hard on both of us.
And Claudia Tenney says she expects to be sworn in Washington sometime this week. Reporting live in the studio, Gary Liberatore, News Channel 2. Kristen?
Gary, thank you. Oneida County